Reporting here at the Jersey City Board of Education meeting, the second of three public meetings whereby the public has a chance to provide input on the Board of Education's national search for a new superintendent. We had an opportunity to interview Board of Education President Siddon Thomas on how that search is going. You know, on our website, on the Hudson County View website, Siddon, earlier today, there were some parent council members and even some parent advocates, education advocates, who said, were critical of the board, saying, the board's going through a very aggressively hurried process to find a replacement for a superintendent. How do you respond to that?
Are we being aggressive in our approach? We have to be, because this is the most important thing that a board does. Hiring a superintendent is one of the most important functions of a board. And this process has been in play for 5 months, and we're going to take into account every input, every communication, every detail, so that we can take this forward. But I think it's important to look at the history and how the city feels about the previous search and what we have inherited, which I've detailed out in my president's report. And I think we have to be very careful to ensure that those mistakes are not repeated again, but at the same time taking into account every voice that speaks in Jersey City, so that when we finally complete this process and move forward, 5 years from now, nobody looks back and feels that they were not included in this process. And that's the responsibility of the board.
You mentioned a search committee during your report, correct? And I think you mentioned 5 or 6 names, right? Those people that you mentioned, can you tell us who they are? What's their background?
Sure. For example, the first name I read out was Sue Mack. She's the former board president, longest serving board member in the state of New Jersey, a lot of credibility. She was part of the previous search process. She's a former board president. I personally take a lot of counsel from Sue. And Angel Valentin, again, former board member, longest serving Hispanic board member, 17 and a half years. These two guys have credentials that surpasses a lot of the board members that we have on the board today. Charlie Mena, social activist, former assembly person, Jersey City Police Department detective. Ahmad Shadid, who's a member of the zoning board and a big leader in the Islamic community in Jersey City. We have a couple of parents. Right now we have slots for 3 more parents, but we have 2 parents. So we're going to balance this out with community leaders and parents, so that this is a all-inclusive evaluation committee.
Mark Busant reporting in Jersey City for Hudson County View, the eye of the community.